So we're going to discuss problem number 5 from section 3.1 in the homework. The graph I have is given on the right side here, and what we want you to do is to identify the zeros of this function, corresponding multiplicities of those zeros, and the degree of this polynomial as well as the leading coefficient. So first of all, we start with the simplest question. Clearly, my function intersects with the x-axis at the point of 7, 10, -3, and -8. So those are something that's pretty easy to identify. The next step we have is to identify the corresponding multiplicity of those problems. If you recall what we discussed in class, we say if you had the multiplicity of a zero being odd number, it would go across the x-axis. Otherwise, it's going to bounce back to the same side of your x-axis. So it doesn't really matter whether your multiplicity is 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 99, or 1001. It always goes across the x-axis, which means when you go backwards, whenever you go across the x-axis, all you can say is it has an odd multiplicity. You can't really know whether it is 1 or 1001. So that's why in this particular problem, you will only be identified even or odd. So correspondingly, you may realize that at the point of 7, -3, and -1, all those functions, they bounce back to the same side of your x-axis. So they have even multiplicity. I can't really tell whether it's 2 or 8 or 10 or something like that. I only know it's even. But at the point of 10, it actually goes across the x-axis. So you have the odd multiplicity. And after this, I think you might have already realized that we have similar concerns when we move on to the discussion of the degree and leading coefficient. The end behavior of the function, which in this particular case is something looks like that, which by the way looks like the function -x whose graph goes like that. So as you can tell, when we try to discuss the end behavior, I only need the information about the sign and also the even or odd property of the degree, and therefore I can only see my degree is an odd number without actually knowing what exactly that is, and I can know my leading coefficient actually is negative, but I have no idea whether it's -2, -10, or -pi. So hopefully this helps you to address your concerns.